Okay, because the stuff that got released is, let me see here. The stuff that I've heard is like maybe 9.5, 10 minutes. Right? That's some of the stuff that you've released yourself during the documentary and some stuff you've given me and so forth, but there's way more than that.
Yeah. A lot of it's just conversational stuff. We're just sitting there, he's going down this rabbit hole, and sometimes we get dragged down the rabbit hole. And so a lot of stuff's conversational. A lot of it had to do with just his affiliation with Zip, and other characters in his circle of influence. So a lot of it's just kind of erroneous. So the excerpts that we've all heard that make up that 10 minutes, those are really the sound bites that are really the critical ones pertaining to Tupac's murder.
Right. And I went through it again. Keefe said, we went to go eat. They just beat up Lane. We had a hotel at the MGM and a restaurant. And we were at a restaurant. There were a few New Yorkers, though, with Zip. And he was like, man, y'all need some help. They said, we got this, but we ain't have no pistols. Shit right there was a perfect opportunity, baby. He told me in the lobby he had some guns in a Benz in a secret compartment. He acted like y'all want us to come. We like to know where the motherfuckers are at. It sounds like going to be a Club 662. Like, yeah, we're going to handle this. He like, yeah, perfect timing. So I've done some interviews with T.K. Kirkland, the comedian, who was very close friends with Eric Von Zip.
Okay.
Number one, he established that he had hung out multiple times with Keefe D and Eric Von Zip. So that relationship is
well established.
Is real. Did Eric Von Zip ever tell you that he knew Keefe? Or have you ever seen the two of them together?
We all been together.
Okay, so Eric Von Zip and Keefe 100% know each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you've just made that connection official.
Yeah, we all know each other.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, and there's at least a half a dozen other people from Southside, from Keefe's gang, that all identified, hey, Zip's a guy that used to come through. That was Keefe D's one of his hookups. So Zip and Keefe D's relationship was pretty well established, even as far back as the mid-90s, shortly after the murder.
And I asked TK whether Eric Von Zip and Diddy had ever hung out together. He said all the time. He said he would hang out with Diddy and Eric. They were all friends. They all knew each other. Now I asked whether he's ever hung out with Keefe and Eric Von Zip together. No, Keefe, Eric Von Zip, and Diddy together, and he said no.
Oh, okay.
But it was established that Eric knows both these guys.
Sure.
So Keefe saying that they were talking that night is not far-fetched.
No, not at all. It's very easy to establish the relationship between the two. And I think you can ask Kirkland. I think that Eric, I'll just call him Zip, was good friends with Puffy's dad. I think that was the original kind of connection between Puffy and Eric, between Puffy and Zip, was I think that Zip and Puffy's dad were close.
Okay, that makes sense. I think Zip's a little bit older than Puffy, so yeah.
Yeah.
And Zip is dead now. He died of cancer some years back, so that's why we're able to freely talk about that. Okay, so then Keefe said, I got in the van with the busters. I guess he means the guns. They didn't show up. Waited about 20 minutes. Let's go get some liquor. Came up on Harmon at the Las Vegas Boulevard. Here they come in that BMW with a gang of cars. The girls are screaming, Tupac, Tupac. We were like, there they go. Made the U-turn. We weren't supposed to make a U-turn, just swung a U-turn and was in the middle lane. And we just pulled up on the side, checked every car to see where he was. Tupac gave himself away. Otherwise, he would have gotten away. I thought he was going to pull up on my side. That's my little nephew. I want to look out for him. And he pulled up on his side. If we would have been on my side, I would have blasted. I gave it to Dre, and Dre was like, no, no, no. And Lane was like, pop the dudes. Orlando leaned over, rolled down the window, and popped him. said, yeah, Suge looked at me. I've known him since we were 7 or 8 years old. I seen a bullet go in Suge's head. I thought he was dead. Tupac was trying to get in the back seat. Suge couldn't really duck because he was too big. We made it right, and some broads in a Sebring was trying to follow us, stupid bitches. We went and parked the car by the carriage house. There's a parking lot on the opposite side of the carriage house. We left the car there and the gun on put the gun on the tire and left, front tire. We went and smoked weed and drank. And that's basically the gist of the confession right there. Now,
except for the kind of ironic part where an ambulance is going by, he presumes that that's the ambulance that Tupac is in.
Right.
Because it's coming from the direction where the shooting had taken place and where the car eventually came to rest. He says, yeah, they went by us and we were just standing there on the corner, and, he makes the route.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.